Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So Dave and I recorded 2 videos on Tuesday, which came out Wednesday and Thursday. And in the meantime, dear leader has decided that he was going to take a Venezuelan oil tanker, the Skipper. Now, the Skipper allegedly is involved in, is it part of the shadow fleet that is bringing oil to countries that are supposed to be sanctioned by the U.S. sanctions. So Trump had the Coast Guard, that was backed by the Navy, go basically take the ship. And when asked about what was going to happen to the oil, Trump's clearly thought this thing through and said, I guess we'll keep it. Well, I guess that's what they're going to do. They want to keep the oil. They're justifying it, saying that this is a war on drugs and a war on terror, because this tanker allegedly supplies oil to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is a sanctioned terrorist group. It's also supporting the war on drugs because this is Venezuela's, I guess, their number one source of revenue. And they've got the largest oil reserves on the planet, confirmed oil reserves on the planet. So they're saying that this is somehow related to the drug cartels. Caroline Leavitt was talking about in a press conference, and you know what a straight shooter she is, right? So Trump he's escalating this quote unquote war on drugs against Venezuela, and I'm curious to see what his plans are. It seems so unusual what's happening. Dare I say illegal what's happening. I mean, Venezuela could very easily and rightly say, that's piracy. You just took our ship and the goods on it. How is that not piracy here? I mean, you'd have to be able to prove what they were doing. It's just like how Trump always proves that the ships that he shoots down, or, sinks, are full of drugs. There's no proof. The proof is you got to believe him. So this is crazy what we're going through right now. It's unprecedented. At some point, someone in Congress is going to have to put their foot down and say enough's enough. But we'll read on that too, right? So entertainment purposes only. What is going on here? Got the card underneath. Okay, so what is the energy around this? What is Trump's plan? Does he have a plan? No, he doesn't. The Wheel of Fortune is whatever opportunity presents itself, he's going to take advantage of. The challenge is the King of Cups. There's no emotional maturity here. He's just like a kid grabbing at anything that's available. There's no strategic plan. Everything is tactical. And, with Trump, he's just trying to get his way. This is how he operates. He doesn't operate under rules. He doesn't operate under laws. He does whatever the hell he wants. And he's got enough people around him that are yes men that have chained themselves to his energy that will just go ahead and do whatever he tells them. In the past, you got the Six of Cups. Oh, wouldn't it be great if, we could live in the past, make America great again? How far back do you have to go to make America great? He's basically selling a fairy tale. Okay, let me move these cards down. Current energy is the Hangman. He's definitely looking at the world in a different way. He's looking at laws and how you conduct yourself as a global neighbor and a global leader in a different way. His kind of approach is, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want to do. And what are you going to do to stop me? I've surrounded myself by people that say, yes, sir. How high? Overarching energy. The Eight of Wands. Just, I am going to send my message and I'm going to send my missiles. I'm just going to take whatever actions I want to take. Lesson to be learned is the Knight of Cups. Sometimes you should negotiate. Sometimes you need to take a break and make an offer, make a peaceful gesture. That is so fun. That's an amazing card, actually. That kind of triggered something there. That was something that Caroline Levitt had said is, he doesn't want to be the president of war. He wants to be the president of peace. This is an interesting way to get your Nobel Peace Prize, Donald. It's Monty Python had a sketch where I think Eric Idle was dressed up like a John Lennon-esque character. His characters, it was one of those, they were doing quick one-liners, and his character's line was, I'm going to start a war for peace. I mean, that's what we got here. He wants to start a war for peace. The lesson we learned is sometimes you need to make peaceful gestures if you want peace. You just can't attack people because that's the way you see it, and you think that's going to get us back to the good old days. The outcome is the Four of Pentacles. Trump is going to keep doing whatever benefits Trump. That's the strategy. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise that that's his strategy, because that's kind of how he rolls, right? Oh, Lord Almighty. When I saw that headline that the U.S. seized a Venezuelan oil tanker, it's just, why? Why are you doing this? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of Maduro. I'm all for regime change in Venezuela. But there's no covertness about this. This is overt as hell. And then he wants to go after Colombia after this. And, I'll have to do a little studying on Colombia and what they've been up to. But Trump's already telegraphing his next move on what he's going to want to do. And, it makes you wonder, what, if anything, can Venezuela do about this? So let's take a look at that. What, if anything, is Venezuela going to do about this latest escalation? What has Venezuela got planned? Do they have any? Can they even react? I mean, that was Trump's whole. So come back up again. That was his whole tactic with Iran when he killed that general back when his first time around. He basically assassinated this guy and just said, "What are they going to do?" And in a way, he was right. Iran has no direct retaliatory ability. Now, Iran might be playing the long game, and they may ultimately get revenge for what Trump did, but they can't do anything right away. And I'm wondering if Venezuela is kind of in that same spot. So what will Venezuela do? What will their response look like? Judgment. They feel that Trump should be arrested for crimes against humanity. He's a war criminal. The challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. They don't have enough resources at their feet. They have to play the long game here. They have to look to the future. The energy underneath it is justice. It looks like their long game or their retaliation is going to be in the legal system and the courts. That's very interesting. It doesn't look like it's going to be a forceful thing. In the past, you had the Wheel of Fortune. You never know what Trump's doing next. What is he up to next? Current energy is the Three of Wands, looking out overseas, looking at the long term, waiting for your opportunity to show up, to present itself. Overarching energy is the King of Cups, being emotionally mature about it. The lesson to be learned is temperance. It's about balance and detoxification. It's about de-escalation. It's also about peace and harmony. It's also about take your meds. That's an interesting card. I'm not exactly sure how that fits with how I'm reading. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. But the lesson to be learned, it's the temperance card. It's about balance. Their 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 response is going to be a balanced response. It's going to take time, and they're going to have to wait for an opportunity to present itself. But it looks like it's going to involve the courts. And the outcome is the Page of Cups. It's so crazy it might just work. Interesting. That would be so interesting. That their response might be, "We're going to be the adults in the room." It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be Maduro's regime that takes this action. They might not be in power long. That's something we'll need to look at as well. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. What does Gary the analyst think? I don't know what court. I mean, they could try him in a Venezuelan court. They've got no jurisdiction on Donald, unless somehow unless they invite him down there to play golf and then they arrest him. He falls for it every time. What's Congress going to do about this? Is Congress going to show some backbone? They're starting to split with Trump. We had the whole election in Tennessee where the Democrat definitely overperformed and the Republican underperformed. They've got a Democratic mayor of Miami, first Democrat there in almost 30 years. And then there's other races like Senate or state senators and those type state house races where the Democrats are not only gaining footholds, they're not only making progress, but they're actually winning races that they don't normally win. So the tide is definitely turning, and there's a number of Republican congressmen that are considering retiring because they don't want to be in the minority in the House. They don't want to be losers. And they're starting to break ranks because they're starting to see that Trump is a lame duck and that the threats that Trump has against them for primarying them might not bear any fruit. The one thing Dave and I talked about in an earlier video is I had read an article where there was a Republican politician that they said, you'll see the mutiny of Republicans when what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's when you have to file the papers to run for Congress. Once the filing date is passed, these guys are going to look to see do they have a challenger, another Republican challenger, and if not, or if the Republican challenger is really weak, they are going to mutiny like hell on Trump because he doesn't have any more sway on him. So what is Congress going to do about this? Nine of Cups, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. They see their opportunity. They have an opportunity. The challenge is the Empress. So now the Empress is about doing what's best for everybody, taking care of the people of the United States. So this is always hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. But the challenge is doing what's best for the United States. That's interesting. Okay, I'm feeling conflicted. It's like they still want to go along with them, but what's happening at home is the challenge for them. Energy underneath it is the world. Could be one of two things. It could be the end of the cycle, that this is the end of Trump's power, and it's time for us to get back in the driver's seat. It's also the world is watching what we're going to do about this, how we're going to respond. In the past, you got the Two of Cups. This is the two parties starting to work together, ignoring Donald. Current energy is Ace of Wands. It's time to take a new action, a bold new action, go a different direction than what we've done before. Overarching energy, because we need to do what's best for the constituents, the people at home. So these two tie together, the overarching energy and the challenge. How do we make things better for the people at home? It's like they're sitting in the catbird seat. They've got their opportunity. To me, lately I've been reading this as the Republicans getting their way card, and that could still be it. Maybe I'm just being blind to it. But as soon as I saw that, the first thing that came to my mind is this is the opportunity that they've been waiting for. They've had to endure Trump and his tantrums, and now they've got a chance to overcome it. Happy family. What's the lesson to be learned? Queen of Cups, just keep your emotions down. Don't get overexcited. Don't buy into the negative energy that he keeps selling. Be the adult in the room. Outcome is the Magician. It's basically time to start something new. Manifest a different result. Take your power back. It seems like they want to take their power back. They're going to take a new action that benefits everyone. They've had to bite their tongue for a long time and wait for their opportunity, but their opportunity is there. And now it's time to act. All right. So that's what I've got for Congress, that their opportunity has presented itself. And like I said, it might not just be oil tanker seizure, right? But that's got to really start making people question, because it's such a huge escalation. I mean, they were already having problems with him blowing up little skiffs, right? Speedboats or whatnot. Now you're taking oil tankers. That's a big step there. And you're going to keep the oil. I can't imagine that that's going to go unchallenged, if you will. What's the outcome of this? Just in the near term, the next couple of weeks, what are we going to see as the outcome of this? What is the consequences? Just do a little four-carder. Actions being taken. Okay, that was, if you saw my videos back in February and March, where I was saying, what's going to bring about the end of the Trump era, this was the main card. This was for Congress. Take actions. This is showing your backbone. It's time to take action. So what's the outcome of this in the next few weeks? Knight of Wands. Take some actions. You got to look out to what's happening overseas and what's coming at you in the future. You need to act quick. They're going to act quickly. Or there's what's been happening has been reckless and not well thought out. They're going to bring an end to this situation. Wow. And underneath it, the Hierophant. And does that mean it's a new government? Does that mean it's affecting the government? Does that affect their role in the government? To me, it feels like they're going to start showing backbone. About frickin' time. Give me a qualifier on the Hierophant and the Wand. Hierophant is Knight of Pentacles. They're sitting back and they're going to reassess their values. And on the Wand, the Page of Pentacles, it's time to reestablish your values. Show what's valuable to you, what you value. Okay, maybe I'm just being optimistic. Wouldn't that be nice if Congress showed a little backbone? I wonder if they will do it, because the Senate was unable to come to any sort of compromise or agreement on the American Care Act, the Obamacare, and extending the credits. So come January, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be paying a lot more for their health care. And maybe this is an opportunity to take some of that headline away. Sillier things have happened, right? Okay, that's what I got for you. So exciting times. Hope you guys are all doing well. I mean, I know it's crazy. Do the best you can to hang in there. You know, Dave and I have already talked about how we want to handle the channel going forward. Probably starting next year. We might not put out a video every single day. We'll just see how it's going. This is really heavy stuff. Dave, I think, had reached out to Dr. Lena Rodriguez, and um, basically, Dr. Lena puts out like 3 videos a week, and she goes, "Yeah, it's too much. Going in there and trying to do it something every day is just too much. You need to step out of that cesspool." I'm paraphrasing. I don't think she actually used those words, but those are the words I'm using. It's hard. It's so hard. I'm not even a political junkie, and I would just love some days just to bury my head in the sand and just go la 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 la. I hope it all goes away. And but you know what? It's even if you believe in tarot, great. If you don't believe in it, that's fine too. I respect that. To me, this is an exercise in insight, and getting me to about things that I hadn't thought about before, or think in ways that I might not have gone down. That's why I'm always curious when a card comes up unexpectedly, because like, whoa, okay, now I'm gonna have to pivot on this. Um, but there's times I just wish it would all go away. But I know the humor helps. Dave, before I started reading with David, he would come over once in a while and do readings, or I'd watch his videos. And I'd always feel a little bit better after watching him, because there was always hope. It's like, okay, we can get through this. And you know what? We can get through this. That guy's 79 years old. His health is for crap. It's it's just a matter of time, right? So hang in there. It's gonna get better. Things are going to be better. You just got to keep faith on it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I totally appreciate you. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs here. What do we got here? We had a couple of donations today, so why don't we start with more modern ones? Robin, thank you so much for the kind contribution to the channel, Robin. Dave and I totally appreciate you. And you get the 8 of Swords. Yeah, there's no way you're stuck with us. Chili Pepper, thank you so much for the thoughtful donation to the channel. Dave and I truly appreciate that. You get the Queen of Cups, keeping those emotions under control. Marcy, also known as Squeaker, that's 13, said Frodo and Cheddar would like to offer a shout out to Gary and David, and not David. Yay, you got a shout out. Oh, thank you so much for Frodo, Cheddar, and Marcy. I'll give David a card. David gets the Queen of Wands because he's really, really busy. And he's got a black cat, so there's Nico. Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, K-Lop said, thank you, Gary. I have 3 special fur babies that would love a shout out. Arlo, Hazel, and Mina. They send their love, and I send my love to them. And we get the Queen of Pentacles. You take good care of those kitties. And we'll wrap it up with Lily55 Nosa. My thistle is a rescue. He wandered into the landlady's I'm assuming car, in December 2017. Her barn cats wouldn't have anything to do with him, so she knew I just lost Oliver, and she asked if I wanted him. So there you go. You've got Thistle. So let's get a card for Thistle. The 8 of Cups. Don't worry, Thistle. When others walk away, someone stepped up for you, right? Okay, and that's what we got for you. And a card for the rest of us. Page of Cups. Don't give in to the lunacy. We will get through this. I hope you're all having a great day. Take care, folks. Bye.